This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Again with breaking news out of North St. Louis. A massive fire breaks out at an abandoned warehouse just blocks away from downtown. Good evening. I'm Brent Solomon. Crews are leaving the scene as we speak. We want to get you right now straight over to images live from our crews there. The fire sparked some 90 minutes ago at the warehouse located on North 7th and O'Fallon Street. Our crews could see smoke and flames from miles away, and that prompted a large response by firefighters. St. Louis Fire Chief Dennis Jenkerson tells 5 on your side that fire began on the second floor and quickly spread.
Before it even made entry, the entire second floor became engulfed in flames. It immediately went to 2 alarms. Shortly after that, it went to 3 alarms.
Since that massive smoke plume could be seen from miles away, our crews were also able to capture these images from City Park during tonight's City SC game. No word on what sparked that fire or if anyone was hurt. That all remains under investigation tonight. 5 on your side will continue to follow this breaking news story. Look for updates on air, online, and on the 5 on your side app. Tonight, the Archdiocese of St. Louis announces its final All Things New restructuring plan. We now know the specific plans for each parish and priest assignments. 5 on your side's Laura Bachesky was there asking questions. She breaks it down for us tonight. Laura.
Brent, this final decision is not as drastic as initially anticipated, like previous drafts had suggested. However, there are still a lot of changes people are going to have to deal with.
This is something that we need to do to ensure that our faith will be here for future generations.
Archbishop Mitchell Rosansky says in the final All Things New decision, the current 178 individual parishes will be transformed into 134 parishes of varying parish models.
These parishes will be overseen by close to 90 diocesan pastors and 17 religious order priests.
In this decision, 18 priests were granted retirement. 35 of the current parishes will be merging into neighboring parishes, and 15 other parishes will be merged together to create 5 new parishes. Only 2 churches will be closed entirely.
People are going to be wondering what's going to happen to their church if they do merge with another parish and then they don't go to that church anymore for their masses. What's going to happen with those places?
That will be decided on the local level amongst the parishioners and the pastors who will be appointed to those parishes.
Founder of Save Rome of the West, Jason Bolt, says they don't agree with the plan and are concerned about the effects it will have on people, maybe to the point of leaving the church.
If you read canon law, and the very last piece of canon law states that above and beyond everything that's here, the salvation of souls has to be the primary focus. How can you do this? Knowing that you're going to potentially lose 20% or greater, it baffles. It's very baffling.
Bolt says instead of this plan, he feels the Archdiocese should be better efforting evangelization.
There's been shrinking numbers of people coming back to church and things of this nature, but we're not going after them. We're not pursuing them. We're not truly evangelizing like they say the goal of this effort is.
The entire final decision is now posted on the All Things New website, so you can see the individual parish plans. If parishioners don't agree, they have until June 12th to write a letter to the Archbishop appealing this decision. Brent.
Laura, thanks for that update. Tonight, President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have reached what they call a tentative agreement to raise the debt ceiling. This comes weeks after negotiations between both parties and a day after Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen extended the deadline to June 5th. Just 2 hours ago, Speaker McCarthy spoke about the deal.
It has historic reductions in spending, consequential reforms that will lift people out of poverty into the workforce, rein in government overreach. There are no new taxes, no new government programs. There's a lot more within the bill.
McCarthy says they are working to finish writing that bill. Members of Congress are expected to vote Wednesday. Developing tonight, a boat catches fire on the Merrimack River. This happened just before 3 this afternoon near the Route 66 Park boat ramp, not far from I-44. The Eureka Fire Department says everyone was able to get out safely. The Missouri State Highway Patrol now investigating. Also developing tonight, police working to identify a man found on the Mississippi River. Here's video of first responders searching that river near the Becky Thatchett Riverboat earlier this morning. Police say the victim is a man. We will continue updating this story for you on air and online as we learn more. Tonight, we know the identity of a man shot and killed Thursday morning in North St. Louis. Police say someone shot 22-year-old Eric Alfred Smith in the head near Margaretta and Farland Avenue. He died at the scene. Police are asking anyone who has any information about this to call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, a 15-year-old boy who was shot last night remains in critical condition. Around 7:15 Friday, police showed up to Michigan Avenue and Mott Street in the Carondelet neighborhood. Officers found the teen with multiple gunshot wounds. They also found an AR-15 pistol nearby. No word on any suspects. Well, this weekend we are celebrating Memorial Day and remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Earlier today, veteran groups came together at the Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery for the 23rd annual POW MIA ceremony. They honored World War II prisoners of war, I should say, a former unknown soldier who served in Vietnam, and other local soldiers who were killed in action. 5 on Your Side spoke with a retired service member who says it is important to remember the meaning behind the holiday.
This group got together and decided that Memorial Day ought to be more than just barbecues and family gatherings. We need to recognize why we celebrate this day and this weekend.
The ceremony also honored 2 Missouri soldiers, Zachary Esparza and Rustin Smith. Both were killed in a helicopter crash back in March. Well, in honor of Memorial Day, Union Station has a special offer for military veterans and even active duty members. They are able to ride the St. Louis Wheel for free. This is during the holiday weekend. You can get the tickets in person from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. All military personnel will also receive a discount at any of the Union Station attractions. Well, the city of Miami is lighting up its skyline for Memorial Day. You can see the Paramount Miami World Center skyscraper. It's all lit up with the world's tallest digital American flag. The 60-story tower also features a giant image of Uncle Sam. Don't forget this Memorial Day, you can help the families of fallen or wounded service members and first responders. The Folds of Honor campaign is now underway. Round up at the register at any area Schnucks store. 5 on Your Side is a proud partner of that campaign.
Celebrating all things African, the annual festival in Forest Park, highlighting art and culture. Summer camp safety.
If everything was done properly that day, my TJ would still be here.
Our I-Team looks into a new bill proposed by Missouri lawmakers to help keep children safe after a 6-year-old boy drowned last year.
We have 2 more days left of our Memorial Day weekend. I'm going over everything you'll want to know.
This weekend, you can learn about and celebrate African art and culture. This is happening in Forest Park. The African Arts Festival taking place at the World's Fair Pavilion. It brings awareness to the global contributions African people have made through art, culture, and education. Organizers want everyone to enjoy this festival.
It's not just for Black people, it's for everybody, and we're just sharing our culture, and we're learning too. We're in the process of learning our culture and doing that. So it's like kind of, when you always hear negative things, this is a very positive event, and it's a family event, and the price is right, it's free.
All right, the festival runs from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. tomorrow and Monday. Across the river, the city of St. Charles celebrating Irish culture this weekend. The Missouri River Irish Festival wrapped up a few minutes ago along the riverfront. Families got to enjoy Irish food while dancing along to Irish music. That festival resumes tomorrow from 11 until 5. Earlier today, a pretty unique vendor fair at Keener Plaza. It was the return of the St. Louis Punk Rock Flea Market. People are able to check out items for sale by local creators and food from small businesses. The event first started back in 2018, but it was canceled during the pandemic. Well, it came back to life today with live music for crowdgoers.
And coming up, I'm explaining why it's going to be so smoky tonight, the weather phenomena behind the layer.
Well, it's the unofficial start of summer, but tonight, a warning from parents who thought their child would be safe at summer camp. The I-Team has uncovered never-before-seen footage showing the confusion moments after a 6-year-old boy drowned. Now his family is telling our Christine Byers why that video is important in their fight to keep other kids safe. We want to warn you, some of what you're about to see and hear could be upsetting.
Olga and Trayvon Mister thought they had a slam dunk walking the halls of Jefferson City late last year.
It's common sense to me.
So did State Representative Michael Burton.
This is about kids. This is literally about protecting kids.
But they didn't.
Some of the pushback I got is, well, it's going to cost the camps more money, and so it could make camps close down.
Burton is talking about a bill he tried to get passed through the Missouri legislature to regulate summer camps.
Summer camps have no regulations whatsoever.
The bill would require background checks on employees, emergency action plans, CPR training for staff, and random inspections for camps with aquatics. All things Olga Mister assumed were a given for summer camps like the one she sent her son to at the Kennedy Recreation Complex in South St. Louis County. Her son, TJ, drowned on July 20th, 2022. He was 6 years old.
If everything was done properly that day, my TJ would still be here.
The I-Team filed a records request for all of the evidence police gathered following TJ's death. The Misters wanted the public to see how some of that evidence shows what went wrong here in the chaotic moments after TJ was pulled from the pool. The police report shows there was only one lifeguard on duty for 40 kids that day. Photos show the depth was about 5'8" at the 5-foot marker, and a maintenance man called 911.
Is he breathing?
I hope so.
Okay. All right.
I'm on my desk phone to get away in line.
Officers tried to tell a counselor to send the Misters to the hospital.
We don't want the parents here. We can't have the parents here, man.
Seconds later, Trayvon watched helplessly as paramedics tried to save his son's life.
I'm Jeff. I'm the one that talked to you on the phone.
Burton says that's exactly why an emergency action plan is a must.
If a kid is significantly hurt, there needs to be an emergency action plan. God forbid there's an active shooter. There needs to be a plan, and it needs to be written down. And there needs to be oversight on that for these summer camps.
What could possibly be the opposition to this bill?
It's a big change from having no regulations for summer camps to now having some regulations for summer camps.
Burton says lobbyists for the American Camp Association argued camps would have to close.
It would be about an extra $15 to $20 per child that's there. And I think that every parent would be willing to pay that.
So does Olga Mister.
My goal is not to shut camps down. My goal is to make sure the camps are safe.
For now, she says it's on parents to ask the questions she didn't know she should have.
You just have to ask the questions of what if? What if this happens? Are you prepared to protect my child?
In addition to pushing for the bill, the Misters now run an organization called TJ's Story to raise awareness through public events and a donation drive to give stuffed animals like the one his father left at the pool to pediatric hospitals in TJ's memory. They're planning to deliver them on the 1-year anniversary of the day his mother says he became an angel.
He was an amazing little boy, and he deserves to be remembered.
The American Camp Association did not respond to our email seeking comment. A spokesman for St. Louis County told the I-Team camp counselors are now certified in CPR. All children will be given mandatory swim tests, and a private company will oversee all county pools. For the I-Team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Christine. Tonight, a St. Louis nonprofit is doing its part to promote swim safety. The Swim On Foundation is raising awareness about drowning. The group not only provides swim lessons, but it also helps adults learn how to supervise children, while also providing guidance on fencing and gates around pools. Organizers explain why they do everything possible to prevent tragedy.
These are caring parents, loving parents, responsible parents who didn't ever imagine that drowning would happen to them.
Drowning continues to be the #1 cause of death for children ages 1 to 4. Go to KSDK.com to find resources from the Swim On Foundation. Look under the As Seen on TV section. Turning now to your weather first forecast. We have meteorologist Tracy Henson in tonight. And Tracy, it's a pretty smoky night in the city. In fact, you saw that fire that we brought at the top of the hour.
Yes, I sure did. I went to that scene shortly after dinner here, and it was right at around 8:30. So this is what you saw there. It was still into those kind of dusky hours here, and we still saw some heating from the ground. So with that fire, it started getting into that cold air, and it continued to rise. You see that there with that big smoke plume. Well, then immediately once it started to hit darkness, we started to see cooling down at the surface, and then we got that inversion layer. And immediately after that happened, and I mean moments after it turned dark, we started to see that smoke settling down on the surface. So we are going to continue to have this smoke with us all night long and into the early morning hours. You can even make it out just a little bit here on our camera as it's just hugging down just below the arch. It's going to be pretty low to the ground, very much like fog, but that's of course smoke. And it was mostly a wood building, so it does smell much like a campfire out there. The almanac for us today, we did hit 81 degrees for Memorial Day. Not too bad out there. 57 degrees for our low. Average is about 80, low 62. Current temperatures at 65 in St. Charles, 61 for Chesterfield, and 65 for Scott Air Force Base. Let's focus in on our forecast here. We're looking at 84 degrees for tomorrow. Not bad. A cool morning, light winds. That'll of course only let that smoke settle more so in the downtown St. Louis area. Monday, 86 degrees, a little more humid with some light winds for us. Mosquitoes, let's talk about them. While these cool nights and mainly dry conditions will actually keep them at bay, so we're going to leave that mosquito forecast at medium for tomorrow. Light breeze, mosquitoes can still fly up to around 10-mile-per-hour winds, so once those winds get over 10, we don't have to worry about mosquitoes as much. 86 degrees for our Monday, and then we are heating right on up. We're going to make it into the low 90s for Wednesday, and we're going to hold on to those low 90s through Saturday, and the humidity will be climbing back. It certainly won't be the 23% humidity we had today, which certainly felt almost like the desert. It was quite nice out there.
Well, they say it is the unofficial start of summer, so yeah, it's going to feel like it.
We're going to have some summer storms with it too. So.
All right. Thank you much, my friend. Well, things are heating up with sports, Corey.
Well, it was a perfect night outside, and it was a perfect night at City Park for City SC. I'm just going to show you the reaction shots from tonight. That tells the whole story. I'm going to show you what got everybody acting like that coming up next in sports.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
It seems like every week City SC does something incredible. Tonight was no different. It was a picture-perfect night at City Park, and the boys in City Red made some more memories against Vancouver. If you haven't seen the pregame supporters march, it's awesome. Check it out. Here comes the best goal you've seen all year. Edward Leuven bends it perfectly into the corner. Does not get any better than that. Bow down indeed. Let's go see that bend again here. Oh my goodness, you can't do it any better than that. City up 1-0. 2-1 late. Miggy Perez just graduated from Pattonville High School on Thursday, and today he gets quite a graduation present. His first goal in MLS play. The place goes absolutely bananas for the homegrown kid. City wins 3-1, and right now they're back on top of the Western Conference.
What a moment for him, right? You can see what it meant for him. He's got one in the Open Cup, and now he's got one in the MLS. So these are incredible moments as a young man, and he keeps on growing with us every single day. And yeah, it's a nice graduation gift for him this weekend. And it's our job now as coaches, as parents, as people around teammates and around the locker room, just to keep him guided and focused as he continues his journey. And who knows where his ceiling is.
Every day, Cardinals fans should wake up and thank the baseball gods that their team plays in the NL Central. Even though they're one of just 2 NL teams with 30 losses, they entered today only 5 games out of first place in the Central, and they continue to climb tonight. Jack Flaherty on the mound in Cleveland, a mixed bag for Jack this year. He could use a good one. Not much offense to go around tonight, but Brendan Donovan brought the power. Tees off for a solo shot, his 5th of the season. Flaherty was very good. 7 innings, just 1 run, and just 1 walk. That's a good sign. This game was tied after 9, and in the 10th, the Guardians help out with a pass ball that allows Donovan to score the winning run from third. Giovanni Gallegos will go on to shut things down in the bottom half. The Cardinals win 2-1. They are now just 4 games out of first place in the NL Central, despite still being 6 games under 500. One Chaminade kid was in the building to watch the other Chaminade kid, of course, that Stanley Cup final bound Matthew Tkachuk, watching Jason Tatum and Boston try to avoid elimination in Miami. Tatum was on fire in the first half. He had 31, but this was the play of the game. Derek White, Game 7 on the line. He tips it in at the buzzer for the win. Back to Boston for a trip to the finals in Game 7. Let's go to Vegas. Golden Knights trying to finish off the Stars and head back to the Stanley Cup final. I miss this guy in blue. That's Ivan Barbashev. Heck of a move. Vegas goes up 1-0. It's tied in the third until Ty Dellandrea steps up. He scores twice in the final period. Stars win 4-2 to force a Game 6. Big day for high school playoff baseball. Here's a look at how some teams fared. On the Illinois side, Jabot, Edwardsville, Mascoutah, Triad, Columbia, and O'Fallon advance. Over in Missouri, Francis Howell and Lafayette win to set up a Class 6 semifinal matchup, along with Zumwalt South, Festus, and Borgia. It was a special night over at City Park. Imagine that. You graduate high school, a couple days later, you score on a stage like that.
Oh, my
Doesn't
goodness.
get any better.
And I'll tell you what, he won't forget it.
He will not.
The fans won't either. All right, we've got some time, my friend. How are we looking?
Yeah, we're going to be a little smoky for us overnight tonight, but temperatures will be cool. 57 degrees, so it'll be refreshing in the morning. We're warm again tomorrow.
Very good. Well, that's all of our time, my friends. Thanks for joining us at 10. Have a fun and safe holiday weekend.